YouTube? It's Brian Phillips. Look at this, a Super EZ from FMS. Yes, it's a plug and fly in this one. Comes with a Reflex V2 for some reason, not a V3. And we set ours up with an AR620. We're flying on a Gen 1 Smart Pack 3S 2200. You can do 1300 through 2200 according to the manual. And we have a Gen 2 just in case we blow through our timer, which we set to 10 minutes. Hopefully that'll give us plenty of time. No inboard flaps on this one. Very simple, basic plane. You wouldn't absolutely need a runway, but we'll go ahead and show you with a runway. 3S. Lots of people have asked us to do this plane. So far I can see why, because it flies really good. It's super easy. Weird. So guys, beautiful sunset flight for you today. Springtime in Iowa. Thank God, and finally. As you can see, we've got this new sort of thing happening out here. That would be a runway. You may have noticed it in some of our other videos, but it's getting to the point now where it's actually done. Not a powerhouse on 3S, I can tell you that, but you know what? I bet this thing would take 4S just fine. By the way, with the provided reflex, and because we only have to spend a few bucks to get an AR620, this thing works pretty dang good on the stabilized setting we're on right now. I'm gonna show you with auto leveling. Now, here's auto leveling. Okay, so when I let go of the sticks, it just levels the plane. When I yank and bank and let go, it just automatically levels the plane. As you can see, good yaw authority, good roll authority. And with auto leveling, you can get into a speed stall, high speed stall. That's pretty cool. And by the way, I gotta say, for being auto leveling, this thing actually very controllable. And that's fun. I love that, because here's the thing. Here on Brian Phillips RC, we wanna help you guys learn to fly as well as expand your flight envelope. Okay, here we go. Back into the stabilized mode. Got a little tiny, teensy little bit of roll to the right. I'm gonna have to trim that out. If you guys see your plane rolling in level flight, see it's rolling slowly. You can either try to correct it with the rudder or the ailerons. Usually you wanna start with the ailerons if it's just a roll, but the rudder will do the same thing. So just remember that. Okay, so it's kind of rolling and tipping a little bit to the right. We'll just turn around and do this sway. Nice straight and level. Couple clicks of trim to get that thing leveled out. Now we'll give it another shot. Upside down, it's still doing it, so I bet it is the aileron. Okay, see it's walking just very slowly. A little bit of rudder. Ooh, now I overshot just a hair. Pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. Guys, the center of gravity perked perfectly at 55 to 60 with our 3S 2200. So even though they allow for a smaller pack, you're probably gonna be just fine on 2200, the larger of the sizes they recommend. Now, you're not gonna fit much more in there. I can tell you that from experience, because I don't think it's gonna go in the hull. It's pretty tight. It's a top load battery because this plane does come with floats. It's designed to also be a float plane, which is pretty cool. The only thing it's missing, if you ask me, is a couple of LEDs and some flaps, because I think flaps would really widen up the envelope, even wider than it already is. But they're going for easy, and easy means simple to some people. Easy to me means easy to fly. And easy to fly, of course, means fun to fly. And fun to fly means I'm not gonna have a stress ball activity to have to deal with. And that's always fun. Plenty of upside down authority here. So you can bring it in for your low passes upside down. Not that that's very low. And it's not a high performance plane because we're only doing 3S power, guys. Let's go over into the bull. Of course, the bull is gonna be right down the damn runway. As you can see, I'm going down the damn runway and launching at the end of the damn runway. Guys, this plane is a joy to fly. I gotta say, really fun. 20 amp ESC. It's like just a really light duty, sort of entry level, but good performance plane. Quiet, easy to fly, easy experience. It's the kind of experience that I like, in case you guys didn't notice. Anti-UPS stick almost got me there. So guys, if you're brand new to Brian Phillips RC, we're here to get you out of the chair and into the air is what we like to say. And we're gonna do it in such a way by telling the full truth, nothing but the truth, so help us God, because at the end of the day, there's a million ways you could learn how to blow your money on Chinese things and get lied to. But we'll tell you the full truth and you can make up your own mind. If you think something's worthwhile, I'm gonna tell you what this plane isn't. It isn't bad in pretty much any way. I like it a lot. It's very fun. It's got soft tires. It's got a good strong airframe. It's light on its feet. It's light in the air. You can slow it down a lot, even without the complexity of flaps, which to be honest with you is not that complex. And I love flaps. I love the purposeful changing of attitude when you deploy flaps. And the only thing I don't like about this plane is the fact that if you were to add flaps, it'd be kind of a pain because these are long ailerons and they're not very deep either, which means that you're gonna limit your attitude, excuse me, not your attitude, you're gonna limit the amount of roll authority you're ever going to achieve. But this comes out of the box with plenty of roll authority, and we got lots of room to move those holes around on the ailerons. What are we on, the outside and the outside or something like that?
I think so.
Or the next to outside. Reflex seems to be doing a really good job, making it nice and docile. Love that the prints on the bottom of the wing are different than the top, so you can really distinguish between the top and the bottom. Love that we have such a beautiful night. Let's see if we can hammerhead. I don't think we can. We probably don't have enough power. It's close, it's close. Yeah, it looks like a hammerhead to me. But you're gonna be hard pressed to keep it. So make sure you don't do that too close to the ground, because as soon as it gives up its authority, it's gonna wanna come out of it and fall, and you'll need some altitude to correct. Yep, see, there we go. And get it flying. So guys, if you're brand new to RC, this might be a good beginner plane. In fact, I would say it is a good beginner plane. It's called the EZ for a reason, because it is easy, okay? Just because it's not super expensive and just because it's not super complicated doesn't mean it has to be either of those things to be good. Sorry about my stumble and bumble over my words there, folks. What I meant was, it doesn't have to be expensive and it doesn't have to be complicated to be good. I am really enjoying flying this plane. It is simple. It does everything I want it to do. It looks good doing it. I was maybe not super excited about the looks, but then I got it out of the box and it kind of had a nice slender body on it. I think it's just like one of those box planes where they have art that makes it maybe not look super flattering. I don't know, did you get that idea too?
Yeah, but I think for a beginner, the differentiation is good. It's mostly white, so you're not trying to match paint or something weird if you have a crash.
Yeah, but there's a lot of decals on it though.
There is.
They cover a lot of the surface, helps to strengthen it. I just can't believe how much I'm doing at full throttle. I guess a lot of pilots that are new are gonna fly full throttle though.
Yeah.
That's a bad habit, by the way. So slow it down with a slip. Kind of got out of my slip at the end there. That's where the cherry would have been last year. Mm-hmm. I just flew through where the cherry was. Guys, that cherry still exists, by the way. I can't tell if it's maybe getting like a lack of ballsiness or if we're almost out of time. We are at 1 minute and 53, counting down 52, 51. So we're about 2 minutes from our 10-minute timer. Haven't heard a peep from the Predator alarm, which is installed. Because it's a Gen 1, we can do that. The Gen 1s still have a balance lead on the Spectrum packs. I just love that you can do a presentation pass so easy with it. The only problem with easy to fly planes is you'll get them and you'll think you're better than you really are. And then you'll get into a plane that has more bad habits, which is pretty common among RC airplanes. You end up making crashes and mistakes. That's one of the reasons why the Timber has always been a difficult one for me, because it has so many good habits and it hides so many of your bad habits, guys. You know, people will get them and they think, hey, I can do anything. 1 minute left on time for 10. So guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we want the best for you and your RC experience, whether that's buying something new or advancing through the ranks, or maybe going from helicopters to airplanes or airplanes to helicopters. We want to help you guys get where you want to be. And the best way we can do that is by showing you what's available. So we appreciate you guys being here with us. A little bit of side load on the wind. Nice touch and go. All the way down the extended runway there. We'll bring it around here. Up and over, we'll go into the bowl, right at the edge of the bowl here. And we're gonna take it all the way around. Now, no flaps means we have to slow it down the good old fashioned way by bleeding off inertia and running into garbage cans, which I almost did. There it is, guys. Very good. What a great flight.
Wow.
What a great flight. That's exactly 10 minutes of flight time. Let's go ahead and show them inside. It's pretty tight inside of here, and the aluminum landing gear make me nervous that they're gonna basically bend on people really easy, because that was a pretty good landing. And it looks like cell number 3 is at 3.72. We're still at about 11.2 volts. So we can go up for just a little bit longer. That would be a great stopping point for the average new pilot. You don't wanna push the envelope, have dead stick landings. But for me, I'm gonna go ahead and go up just a little bit more, and we'll consider this on the ground time about 30 seconds. And as you can see, we get off the ground. Maybe not like STOL performance, but that was pretty good performance. Now let's try a couple of grass ops landings, camera crew. You wanna come up here with me? We're gonna go right about there. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get it down. Grass will slow it down quite a bit better. Use the rudder, get it pointed where you want it, and then see if, oh, way too fast, but still, we'll try it. That's one thing we gotta watch out for, camera crew, with our new crosswind strip. I can't overshoot like I used to, that sucks. But eventually that'll be smooth, right?
Right.
So it's not gonna hopefully launch us too much. But you know what? We're gonna have such a long runway, we'll just probably do less of it. Okay, a little bit of rudder, a little bit of contrary aileron, so we're kind of tipping backward of each other, and then out of it at the last second, and that's called a slip.
Nice.
And that works really nice with the grass ops. So we'll take off the other way because the wind has calmed down very nicely. Let's get it up on its mains. Now that's 3-inch clean, so I'm not gonna demonstrate a gravel takeoff and landing because that gravel will definitely not tolerate, any of our planes would not tolerate that. Okay, Now huge slip, guys. Let's show you the sticks as we do this. So I'm just kind of contrary rudder and aileron controls. You see, I just watching the rate of descent, and then at the last second, get out of it, and then just fly it to the ground. So one thing I'm gonna tell you is that is a hard thing to do for a beginner. It's something that you build with skill over time, and slipping and having a successful slip landing is challenging for beginners. So I still firmly believe the easiest way to do it would be to just put flaps on there. Now, with the AR620 that we used, we could put flaperons, but we lose the stabilization on one of the 2 ailerons because of the way the configuration is through the Reflex V2, okay? So now, if you were to tear out the Reflex, you could put an AR631, you could put an AR630, either one would be great. AR637 if you want battery telemetry, so you would know how much is in your pack. Right now, we're about 2 minutes 40 past. We've been on the ground for about a ground total of 1 minute. I'm gonna do a grass ops takeoff here. Kind of rough there, but looks like it did just fine. Not unlimited ups, but pretty dang good for a trainer. No soup for you, UPS stick. There it is.
There we go.
Okay, so this time we'll come around. This will be not dead stick because we got 3.6 volts. We'll go around the anti-UPS stick and then just flare it out. There it is. And we'll just do a little bit of yaw, a little aggressive yaw at the end so we can stay out of the rocks. Okay, so let's walk over here, guys. So about 3 minutes and 30 is gonna get us to our voltage alarm. -1 for down on the ground talking, so that's about 12.5 minutes of talking. Man, what a beautiful sunset. Show that, guys. That is so gorgeous. So here on Brian Phillips RC, we wanna share this RC experience, and a part of the RC experience for us is trying to develop this aerodrome that we have. And this aerodrome is gonna consist of this runway. Now, I know you're here for this Super EZ because that's why you're here. So the throttle cut's on, by the way, because the prop is on my arm. But let's take them for the virgin look at the runway. As you can see, these rocks are a little bit big for most of your average style landing gear, okay?
Probably.
So 3-inch clean, that is gonna be a base for a road, okay? What do you mean by a base for the road? Well, this stuff is going to bear the weight of large, heavy machinery and or vehicles, and it's gonna eventually be a base that's gonna go underneath with, and this is 211 tons of 3-inch plane. There's gonna be another probably 100, 120 tons of 3/4 sub, which is gonna come in here, or 3/4 inch roadstone. It's gonna go in and lock between all these bigger rocks, and then it's gonna act like this big, huge transfer of bugs. Ridiculous.
I know, there's a whole swarm of them.
Yeah, there's a swarm above you too.
I know, I can see them.
But anyway, this is spring in Iowa. So
Great.
guys, this is gonna eventually be a paved runway. Not sure if that's gonna be in a year or if it's gonna be in 2 years, but we might pave part of it now. We might pave part of it later. It's gonna be really expensive, obviously. But here on Brian Phillips RC, we know that a lot of you are living vicariously through our experience here. We want to both encourage that and discourage that, because it's really fun for us to share this stuff with you. But it's also one of these things where it's like, don't wait for us to do it. Don't wait for us to tell you about an amazing plane, but we will tell you about it. And so if you're looking for something new, you haven't found what you're looking for, or you want some help picking something because you got money burning a hole in your pocket, or birthday money, or whatever it is, check out Brian Phillips RC. So if you want to check out bprc.me, you can see not just this plane video, but you can see just about everything we've ever done. We have 2,800 plus videos right now in 2025 on Brian Phillips RC, and that is hosted mostly on YouTube, but our website will help you sort through type and styles of planes and which manufacturers were making them or offering them through distributors. So if you check out brianphillipsrc.com, you can find this plane and competitive beginner planes, or you can find high wing trainers or things like that. And we have them sorted on all types, EDF jets, and all sorts of stuff. So check it out sometime when you get a second. We're gonna help you make good decisions, but part of making good decisions is having an awesome place to fly, and so we can demonstrate what these planes can do. This is gonna be the next big stage, because there's gonna be a huge building over there. I know I've told most of you about it, you've heard about it, you probably don't even care about it, most of you, but the people who do care, we wanna share, okay? So we're just building this in little piecemeal at a time as we go through our build process. This plane is gonna be super fun, but this building is gonna be super huge, and it's gonna be amazing. We hope you guys will enjoy the process with us. Now, that being said, back to the Super EZ. Oh, by the way, if you wanna support us as we do these insane projects, all you have to do is look no further than the links in the video description below. You can support us by buying planes. You can support us by buying batteries, receivers, transmitters, and all the different things that we bring to you here on Brian Phillips RC. Or if you don't like any of that, you can do super thanks, one-time donations, YouTube members for monthly support, Patreon for monthly support. Thanks for being supporters, guys. And then PayPal for one-time donations if you don't want to be part of any of those clubs, which you totally understand. These planes are great, and we feel like it's the best way to support us. Planes, helicopters, quads, VTOLs, transmitters, receivers, batteries, and the things that we bring to you here on this channel. Because at the end of the day, we want to just share a real world experience about stuff that China tells you every time it's the best that's ever been made. And that's not always true, okay? But I gotta say, this Super EZ is really good. I'm surprised how good it was. It went together really easy. It's got really nice decals on it. It's got good contrast on top and bottom. It's got reasonably soft tires, so you can bring in and do good grass ops. They're not so soft that you're not gonna be able to do grass ops, and they're not so firm that you can't do hard surface ops. But also, I gotta say, this feels like it might be a little bit lacking on power for floats, but I haven't flown it yet, so don't mark me on my words yet. So when we fly it on floats, we'll show our entire experience with that, and we hope it's gonna be great. I don't think it's gonna be bad at all, and plus it does come with a water rudder, which is pretty cool. Not all these planes have water rudders. One thing this plane doesn't have is a reverse thrust, which would be really handy if you're gonna be doing water ops. Being able to push back from the shore is really handy. Now, they do provide a Y cable to actually get out and run the servo on your water rudder. And there's a little bit of a length of cable that can bring you up into the inside of this plane. So super easy build, really basic aileron design. The thing went together super nice, and I think it's gonna be a great plane for a beginner. If you're a beginner and you need help, you're in the right place. This is Brian Phillips RC. Welcome to Brian Phillips RC. We're gonna get you where you wanna be, which is in the air, okay? Because it's harder than it looks, but it's easier to start than you probably think, okay? Once you start, you won't be able to stop. I promise. It's gonna make you feel so amazing the first time you get a flight with something like this or other amazing good beginner planes. This is not the end-all cure-all. It is not the only choice. It is a good choice though, and I think you'll be happy with it. But it does take a little bit of expertise to set up, and that would be one of the drawbacks of doing a plug and play as a beginner plane. Now, if you don't want to use such a sophisticated transmitter like the NX10, you can get away with cheaper transmitters because this uses the reflex. But my suggestion would be this: don't get the cheapest because you're new. Get the best that you can afford because you need it when you're new, okay? And we'll teach you why as you watch me crash into buildings and different objects over time, and trees that jump out of nowhere 40 years ago.
Haven't been here for...
That's all we got for you guys. This plane is gonna be beautiful. Switch sides. I want them to see the sunset. It's absolutely gorgeous here. Wish you guys could be here with us because it is amazing. We have a nice night, very light breeze. The bugs blew away, which is always nice.
Yep.
We've got a huge giant construction project going as usual. And when that's done in like 50 years, then you should come see it sometime. But that being said, we really appreciate you guys, longtime supporters. It feels like YouTube is just a difficult platform to keep everybody excited on, because at the end of the day, we love RC and we still love RC just like the first day we started doing this. But we're always looking for new people to get involved. So if you have friends, family, or people at your club that need help, maybe you can have them watch our channel. Have them check it out. And by the way, if you're going to Joe Nall, we made the decision finally. Oh, manned aircraft straight ahead. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he's like...
Oh, he's doing aerobatics. What the heck? He just did a barrel roll.
I hope I got that.
Is that an RB7?
Do it again.
Yeah, do a loop. That's crazy. You don't see many general aviation aircraft doing aerobatics above our house.
No, not usually.
He just cut his engine way down. So guys, here on Brian Phillips RC, we do stop talking to watch airplanes.
Yes.
It's one of the only places you'll find that. And by the way, it's also one of the only RC channels you'll find that lands full-scale airplanes on their property, because that's what we're gonna do. And we've already done it. And we're gonna do it more. And we're facilitating that with this big damn gift shop. We call it a damn gift shop because it's next to the dam, which is what this is called, the dam runway, okay? So if you have any more dam questions, let us know in the comments below and we'll help answer. Anyway, the Super EZ, it's super easy and it's actually really good. So I'm happy to report yet another good FMS offering. FMS, good job. By the way, if you guys are waiting for tariffs to kick in, you might want to wait no longer and hurry up and order things, because if they do, it could get a little bit hairy for a while. I'm hoping it'll be short-lived, and I'm hoping that whatever we do will be very effective and long-lasting, so we don't have to do it again anytime soon. But that being said, if you're waiting, get off the fence, do it now. I promise you, we have it on good word that things are going to change if things don't change. So buy stuff if you want it. That's what I'm saying without saying it. And I'm not just saying that for this plane because they didn't tell us anything, but I'm saying it for everything else because that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So we love this hobby and we're gonna grin and bear it just like you. So stay tuned. So much more right around the corner. Or not, but probably. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Oh, Unbox Build Radio setup is up right now. You can see how this thing went together and you can learn all the necessary steps if you need the help along the way. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being loyal. And thanks especially for your support. Come back for more.